My friend suddenly included his girlfriend in our holiday vacation and wanted me to pay for her accommodation. So I ruined their vacation and cancelled everything. My friend and I booked to go to an island we'd both been keen to go to. We booked a 2-bed cabin, and because of the popularity of the place we had to book and pay 10 months in advance. We split to cost 50-50. 2 months before we are due to go, he meets someone and they commence dating. The holiday came up, and understandably she was a bit uncomfortable with him coming with me. I was given an ultimatum: either she comes or the entire holiday is called off. I didn't say yes immediately, because I needed to check with the accommodation as the island has a limited number of guests allowed and I needed the okay from them first. My hesitation wasn't taken well. They thought I wasn't keen. I got back to them within 24 hours and said I'd gotten the all clear for his girlfriend to also come and she could book plane tickets for her. A week later he informed me she had the tickets, and I asked him we could discuss rebalancing the accommodation costs now that there were 3 of us coming, as it should now be a 3-way split. I was surprised that he responded with anger. As far as he was concerned, the accommodation was paid for and it was wrong and greedy of me to expect money from his girlfriend. He told me that he was paying for the entire holiday for his girlfriend, so it was still going to be just him and me paying, so it was unfair of me to not pay for half. I told him that there were 3 adults, 3 people, a way split. If he chose to pay for his girlfriend's third, that was his choice and nothing to do with me. He told me his girlfriend was going to buy me a cocktail to say thank you for the accommodation, but if I was going to insist on a split then I could forget it and buy my own damn cocktails, as he couldn't believe I was being so selfish. The thing is, a cocktail is $15, and I was currently covering half her accommodation costs $600. I don't think I was an asshole asking them to cover her share of the accommodation. I hadn't even met her yet, but they thought I should cover her costs because it was already paid for. Update: I called the accommodation and discussed options, then called my friend. I explained to him that we'd made the agreement to split everything equally when there were only 2 of us going, but I no longer felt that agreement was fair. I suggested the third option, splitting the cost of the communal areas 3 ways but setting cost per bedroom, and also stated that any food, activities, etc. wouldn't be split anymore, and we'd each be responsible for our own and they could decide as a couple how they were paying for themselves. It didn't go down well at all. He didn't see why he should be out of pocket because I decided to go against our agreement that I'm paying 50% of everything. I stuck to it and said that I'd be willing to negotiate the accommodation costs, but there was no way I was going to pay half for his GF's activities or her dinners and drinks, and it was ridiculous for him to think I should be paying half of his GF's costs, especially since she's a complete stranger and he'd already asked me to change all of our previous plans to suit her. He called me a B-word and told me I was acting crazy. I stopped him and said that from that, I don't think this holiday going to work, and I had spoken to the accommodation and I was going to cancel as of today. I told him if he still wanted to go, then the accommodation would hold open the booking for him for 72 hours, and if he confirmed with them I'd instructed them to hold on to $1,800 as what he'd contributed to the booking and refund me the rest, and his girlfriend and him would have to pay the hotel to finalize. If they didn't confirm, I'd get the refund for the whole amount and then forward him his share. He went quiet and then told me that since I was changing the rules at the last minute I should leave the entire accommodation payment because it wasn't his fault that I no longer wanted to go, leaving them in the lurch, and I would be ruining his holiday with his girlfriend. I told him I was canceling and I would definitely not be paying for any accommodation I wouldn't be using. I might have been a little petty when I told him he'd still be paying for his girlfriend's costs. It'll just be a little bit more than he was expecting because I was no longer going to subsidize them. I canceled my flights and the accommodation and emailed him all the details.